I mean, we did not think we were going to get much today. You know, we had this roughly about 4.5 hours competition window that we needed to run through.
He has 2 very low scores, a 500 points and a 600 point that he'll be getting rid of.
We are on. Felipe Toledo is going to start us off a 35-minute final. Well, nice little backside setup turns. He's gaining speed, a lot of momentum down the line. Goes for the full 540 and goes down.
That's rare. I mean, unbelievable what the Wave gods have blessed upon this Hawaiian Pro event.
Our first look at Gusty Payton, last year's champion. Starts off a couple of nice turns, throwing a lot of spray. Now he goes to the air.
Nice.
And he completes.
That was clean.
Backside tail whipping reverse.
That was clean. We haven't seen him complete his waves. Last heat, he got very fortunate that he did enough in the early stages. As we watch a replay here, Felipe, just a 2.17 for this wave. You know, this wave slows up real beginning here, but we expect something big as he's picking up all that speed. Comes in, does the backside, as you call it, 540 all the way around, but cannot keep that board flat and land. And we've seen him go down a bit on that move lately. Wind blowing from the opposite direction here, so he's not able to use the wind. Similar start for Gusty Payton, but he's going to pull it off as he wafts all the way around. Nice clean. You know, I love how he kept his momentum as he spun out of that move.
And hailing from Honolulu, our first look at Ezekiel Lau, the powerhouse. Speeding down the line, looking for something big. Goes to the air. Can he make it? He does. Ezekiel Lau, like I said just a minute ago, of course known for that big power hack, but goes to the air as well. Now we're seeing Wade Carmichael. So this is the opening exchange for the finals here at the QS 10,000 Hawaiian Pro. This is the first stop of Advanced Triple Crown of Surfing. Here's where momentum starts to form.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Big trophy and Felipe Toledo.
Yeah, he got another wave here on this left. Drifts the fins, nice cutty, and then the wave shuts down. So just the 2 moves there for Felipe. And then behind him, Wade Carmichael. And kind of similar thing happens to him. He gets up into that foamy section. The tide is starting to drop out now. And we saw it yesterday. What happens is that left starts to run really quick as soon as it gets into that shallow section. Here's Ezekiel Lau pumping down the line. Saw him get a 9 last heat by doing this type of move. This one, a little shaky, but he does stand back up on his feet, so it's a completed move. Don't see it going up into a 9-word mate, but no grab. Nice little ollie. Pops it there, gets the rotation, wanted the grab, but didn't get quite the connection. Lays it back, stands back up, so strong. That core strength able to get him up on his feet.
Your landing wasn't clean. The judges like to see you stomp
That's
your
that
landing.
Speed, power, flow part, right? That kind of falls in there. You want to see it stomped. You know, it's like a butt check or an arm drag.
Exactly. You know, in a skate contest or snowboarding, that would basically not even be considered a make if you drag your hands. So a little bit different because we are working with water.
Look at the scores. Watch. I mean, the scores are going to reflect that. It's not a make. It's not nearly as clean.
4.33. So I think a spot-on call from our judges right there is very exciting. Cool-looking air, you know, but it was just
the dramatics.
A little too wild, not a clean landing. That's why the result is a little bit below average. Here goes Wade Carmichael. He is sticking to exactly what has gotten him this far, just the clean, powerful surfing. I've yet to see Wade go to the air. I'm sure he's got it in his arsenal, but I feel like he will be sticking to the face of the wave and using his rails to do the talking.
Yeah, his flow and power and all that stuff that he has, the variety that he carries and all of those turns on his forehand, that's been carrying him into big scores all through the morning. You know, he had to fight through that last one, the 2 heats previous to the heat, so he's getting an extra heat today too because he had to surf in that last round of the 32.
Gusty Payton with priority. Cranks it off the bottom into a nice opening carve. Into the lip line with a tail snap. Now he's back on the open face with a 2-stager cutback on its inside section. A little bit of a glitch in that last turn, but keeps going nonetheless. Finishes nicely. Gusty Payton will now be on the board. His first wave comes through at a 5.83.
The Volcom House makes it down here. I'm living next door to that crew, and they are fun-loving, having a good time, positivity exuding out of them. Good to have that crew here and helping this kid out. Look at this first arc. So much power That's what got him big scores in this event last year, and here he is doing it once again. He stole that event win from Julian Wilson. As you recall, Julian Wilson started off with big airs, and then that type of surfing right there came from Dusty. Good wave choice too. This wave opened up for him throughout the entire reef. Stayed deep on the bank, and he was able to utilize it here. No mistakes. At the very end, just that little bobble right here after that turn. You can see he got a tiny bit stuck, but was able to keep it and ride out of it. Great score for him in this final.
We've seen a couple iterations of Gusty Payton. We saw the early Gusty Payton, who kind of went through a lot of kind of, he had a couple heats where he just could not react. But now we're seeing the new and improved Gusty Payton. It's showing. And here goes Felipe Toledo. Two big turns. His second turn goes down. Toledo with an awkward fall onto his board. Keep our eye on him to see if he's okay. And right behind him, Ezekiel Lau, a huge opening power turn into the air again, blasting the tail much cleaner than his previous air, and mixes it up, smashing the end section. Ezekiel Lau, the crowd going wild.
I'll tell you, this is the battle of the houses at Pipe. You got Quicksilver right next door to Volcom. It's just a battle royale, and I love to see this. These guys are not going to give up, not until this 35 minutes is done. Watch this wave here. Beautiful surfing from Ezekiel Lau. Drops in, hacks that first one. Big layback, powerful snap. Now shows some innovation. Pops a little rotation, and then finishes strong. This is going to be a big score for Ezekiel Lau.
I don't think there's a surfer on the planet right now with that much mass that can go from heavy-footed to light-footed.
There's the Quickie House.
Of a time.
They're here on site as well. That's Leo, Kanoa, all staying in the posse. They've been. It's just good stuff. The energy that's being carried throughout the entire North Shore. Everyone's staying together as a team. It's awesome.
All right, now we're at 27 minutes and 55 seconds ago. Scores dropping in. Gusty Payton, he improves. He's got a 7. Ezekiel Lau score now dropping through. Judges liking the combination of radical maneuvers. And here we go. Wade Carmichael answering back. Nice opening snap. Gets around this section. Big, powerful tail sliding maneuver. Straight into a layback.
Man.
Brute force from the Avoca Beach surfer.
Wow.
Your lone Australian in this final. And here goes the Brazilian.
Oh my gosh.
540 from the get-go.
Woo!
It doesn't matter where you're from. When you surf like that, the crowd will get behind you. Felipe Toledo. Now we have 4 major scores on the board, and Dusty can't help but laugh. That was a crazy exchange.
It sure was. You got left out of it. That's that thing where you've got the priority, so everyone gets a chance, a fair shake, gets a paddle into the wave right where they want to do it. Felipe pumping down the line. This wave's going to shut down, but look at how much speed he carries and how much ground he covers. That's 10 yards in the air, full rotation. We saw 9 get gifted for a big score like, or big air like that. That was stomped just as clean as we saw from Ezekiel Lau.
And he is.
Look at the pop.
There's a reason why his surfing magazine film is called Spinning at the Speed of Now, because that was just, you saw him start to coil up. He didn't have much time, but he got the launch.
Here's the contrast, though. But look at the style that Wade carries into this thing. And look how much spray. Drifts the fins, comes around, lays it back, throws so much spray. Now an arc. Again, the fins drifted. Great stuff.
Wow, right back at it. Felipe Toledo now winding up. Little lip line floater. Straight into a carve. Trying to gather some speed. Blast the tail out. Almost makes it around. It's funny when you kind of get that excitement built like he just did on that previous wave. If he takes off on a smaller wave right behind that, it's almost like a letdown because you were just so fired up from what he just did. Of course, it's smart. He's got to get that backup score going. But right there, it's kind of like you wanted him to give us a minute. Let the judges marinate on that big score before you ride a smaller wave right behind it. No perfect 10s yet in this event.
No. And we still don't have one.
Well, we've got one close. Felipe Toledo's score comes in on that massive front 5. It's a 9.5. Felipe Toledo jumps into the lead, but watch out. Wade Carmichael right behind him with a 9.07. And here goes Ezekiel Lau. Now all surfers needing big scores to stay on pace. Blasting the tail in his second turn. Zeke Lau. This wave starts to die out a little bit through the inside section. He's still working. One more big slicing carve.
He is
for
surfing
Ezekiel Lau.
so well, though. You know, he is just on point. His foot, or I'm sorry, his board is just glued to his feet. And it doesn't feel like Zeke can do no wrong. That's another great wave, you know, and probably not as exciting as the air that we saw from Felipe, but it's going to build. Watch this, nice size set wave. Just attacks the lip, nice and vertical, straight to the bottom. That time gets a little loose, straight to the bottom again, another slash. Carves it back, rebounds the whitewash. I mean, he did not let any of that wave go to waste.
Well, he's got a unique skill to, again, throw that merciless power into those turns, but somehow to spring and be really loose when he comes out, and that allows him to react quickly and get right back into another turn. As you saw right there, he fit about 6 maneuvers into the space where a normal surfer would maybe do 2.
Wow, priorities with Gusty Payton. Major set making his way into the lineup here.
Second priority is with Wade Carmichael. He's going to use it. Pumping down the line, trying to get onto the open face. Starts with a floater, comes around this section. Big, powerful slice. Back on the open face, and here's where the wave dies out. You're going to need more wave than that to work with if you want to get up into that perfect range. It's great, surf's great, but the wave just didn't give him the opportunity.
Well, he's going to better a 3.2. Doesn't need much to overtake third and go into second. Does need quite a bit. Oh no, doesn't need much. And 5 will get him, you know, maybe the lead. So let's see, let's watch this again here. So he takes the first wave with second priority, pumps down the line, floats that first section, sets up the next section here. Nice arc though, I love that style. Gets his board whipped all the way around. As soon as you see the nose going the other direction from that full round arc, judges love seeing that. I think this is going to be enough to take the lead.
Obviously that second turn was his big, meaty piece of this score. A 6.33, it's enough to get him in the lead. But Pete, do you think a 6.33 is enough to get the win in this final?
No, but it does put pressure on the other surfers in the lineup. You know, what it does is like, okay, now all of a sudden Felipe realizes, okay, I got to need a pretty big score, but we've got Gusty Payton chasing stuff down right now.
Gusty Payton, he's looking for the air, he gets it. An awkward landing, launched just a little too late. He had, you could tell he had purpose as he dropped into that wave, and the section just tricked him a little bit.
He could put it out of reach.
But with having these 4 guys in the final, it's cool because there's no surprises. All 4 of these guys were definitely threats coming into this event. And here goes Gusty Payton. He's coiling up off the bottom. Nice, quick, snapping turn. Goes vertical in the whitewater. He doesn't like it. He knows. You need 8 5s. You need 9s to even be in contention. So that's why you saw him after that kind of little second turn attempt just pull right out. He needs to get back out there and get himself on a set wave.
So we watch the replay here, smaller inside wave, but these waves have had that open face, which sometimes can allow you to get pretty good scores. That wave, just that one section, then it goes a little bit too vertical on the second maneuver. But look at this arc. Look how much water comes off the rails. Riding that Jason Stevenson, you know, he's been riding these boards now for a little while, and it's been helping his cause for sure. He's been spending a lot of time on the Gold Coast. He was training there after his injury. Now back in Hawaii on the championship tour, having...
Toledo looks like he wants it. He is going to take it. Felipe Toledo, what's he got? Generating speed off the bottom, straight into the lip, blast the tail out, deep bottom turn, straight vertical foam climb. Another carve on the open face. Toledo still going, and right behind him, big Zeke Lau. Opens nicely, strong turn, goes with the float. Trying to get something going, blasts his tail out. Can he recover?
Wow.
He does.
That was crazy. That was everything laid into that last turn.
That was clutch right there. Regaining his speed enough to get him standing straight up. Ezekiel Lau answering back.
Well, we had 2 waves in that set. Number 1 and 2 in priority taking it. Let's take a look at the first wave here from Felipe. Is this a 5.9? First turn, drifts the fins straight to the bottom, climbs the whitewater, keeps the momentum and the speed throughout this turn, wraps the cutback. One more time, another cutback. Nice and clean for Felipe. And then behind him on the next wave, Ezekiel Lau looking for an 8.14. Big arc to start. Floats this next section, holds his speed, and then here, everything into this thing. Wow! Big Hawaiian snap and pulls it down.
That was a critical turn right there. Pushing so hard. But then Toledo, I mean, he linked so many maneuvers together. That first one, I think the judges are really looking for rail engagement or big aerials, because that tells me that 5.33, Toledo did improve, but the judges are asking for a little bit more. It's going to be Felipe Toledo moving to the inside a little bit. He'll have another opportunity. See the stall on the takeoff. Now he gets engaged and goes down. Wade Carmichael exercising priority. He's got some ground to cover on this one just to make it around Toledo. And that was possibly a priority error, as that wave looked like it had a pretty decent line on the takeoff. Almost looked like Toledo might have been in his way just a little bit.
In any placings with those last exchanges.
Felipe Toledo with 1:26. He is in second place. He needs a better at 5.90. He's going on the left. One big turn to start. Ooh, a little bobble on that second turn. And he's kind of mistiming it through the inside there. He's back on track now. Another snap. Judges are not going to like the little bobbles in between turns for Toledo. Is a little bit choppy through his maneuvers. Wade Carmichael, he's trying to get rid of a 6.33. That leaves Gusty Payton and Ezekiel Lau in the takeoff zone, hoping for a set with 45 seconds to go.
Let's take a look at that nice first snap there from Wade. Climbs that whitewater section here. Another carve and finishes pretty strong. That's a nice looking left. We haven't seen a ton of scores come from the lefts yet in this final, but look at this climax with 30 seconds to go. There is a big set on the outside.
Looking at a quick replay of Toledo, fitting in about 6 maneuvers. It's not going to be a score of note. Here we go, 20 seconds. Gusty Payton with priority. He needs an 8.41. He's got a good looking wave. He's got to get moving. Hard off the bottom, straight into a nice opening carve. Wave needs to form up for Gusty Payton. 2 big carves out the back. Nothing of real vicious intent. So Gusty Payton, was it enough? He needed an 8.41, or did the dark horse Wade Carmichael hang on for the win? It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're in a position where we have to wait for the judges to catch up with the waves they just saw.
Wade, does he think he knows? Does it change? I mean, we saw left. Just watch the replay here of that first carve. Big round arc for Gusty Payton. Comes down to the bottom again, slashes it. One more powerful arc to the inside here. Another cutback. Dusty likes this wave. A little wiggle of the wrist. Take a look. Nice size set wave too. Overhead. Big arc there. Look at that nice round carve. Straight to the bottom again. Another, this time high up in the whitewater on the rebound. And once again, I don't know, man. This is a tough one.
Close. You know, it looked good on that second replay. The question would be, do the turns have enough speed through them? He had a lot of flow. There's no question there. The power looked good on the opening 2 turns. But the judges, they want something extraordinary, and he doesn't get it. A 4.7 for Gusty Payton.
So there he is, your champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are crowning an Australian as the winner of the 2015 Hawaiian Pro from Avoca Beach, New South Wales, Australia. Gotta give it up for Wade Carmichael. His run through this event, nothing short of spectacular. And he gets cheered up the beach by his boys.
That's Dion Atkinson. Of course, they've been hanging together. I saw them all cruising. He does have a posse, and that posse is giving him his first win.